Mishpatim Yaim Aleph. Parsha Mishpatim Kol Haloshen Kai Mishkacha Pratis Torah Anytime. I want to thank them all. I want to thank the Rabbeinu Shalom for giving me the schus to be able to do something for Klal Yisrael, the holy Jews, unser heilige Yidden. I want to mention something about Shai. We have loads of chesronos, everybody. The best part of our lives are, of course, our chesronos. Our chesronos are gold mine. You realize when you come to the next world, here come two people. They were both turned over the world with that Torah and that Chesed. They were great. And then one of them is heading for a giant Olam Haba, and the other one not so much. Why? The one not so much. They ask him, "What's your opinion of so and so?" He's no good. What's your opinion of him? Nah, he doesn't. He's not l'shem shemayim. What's your opinion of this guy? He's a balgayveri. What's your opinion of his learning? He's not. He doesn't really learn the way you're supposed to. No. And what do you think of this guy? His chesed, he does have a covet. He's not the real thing. No. See, that's Mr. Aleph. That's Reuben. Then there's Shimon. Shimon, you ask him about everybody? Oh, he's great. He's a Tomim, Shimon. He doesn't know that you're supposed to be smart. He's Lishma. He does it right. He learns. Yeah, he's a great guy. Or he does a lot of chesed. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's simple. Shimon is a simple man. Reuben is complicated. Reuben, you got to pass his test to be on the good list. When they come to the next world, Reuben's in for trouble. And Shimon's going to have a great time just because of their opinions of others. When Reuben sees other people, he says, well, those guys are not the real learners. Those guys are not the real Bali Tzedakah. Those guys they're not real. Those guys are real. Those guys are not real. He's all complicated. Shimon, he's a Tomim. Oh, he's good, and he's wonderful. These are great. They'll see them are good. The Mustagdim are good. These guys, they're good. The Lakewood is great guys. Yeah. Even my wife's good. Don't forget you too. I'm not so bad either. Yeah, I want to tell you, Rabbi Isai, the guy who's a Tomim is going to have an Olam Haba. You can't imagine. Chofetz Chaim warns about this. You come to the next world. Those people that had a high opinion of others, you're done people lekavschus, they'll be done you also lekavschus. They're going to take a look at you. Hey, he's a good guy. Yeah, that's the way you looked at others. That's the way they're going to look at you. You're a great person. You went around making everyone else great. So are you. They'll be done you lekavschus. Because you're done others lekavschus. Chofetz Chaim warns. Come to the next world, watch out. You're critical, you're going to pay for that stuff. Therefore, you're complicated, they'll be complicated with you. Oh, you finished Shas? Well, we hold you could have done better than that. But I worked so hard. You were such a critical type. We're giving you your medicine, Babala. If you're critical, you're in trouble. But if you work on not being critical, even if you are critical, that's your total different story. You're trying not to be. You came to my Vad. Once you came to my Vad, I just saved you from a lot of problems. The fact that you sat in, and we're working, we're trying, we're not malachim here. We're trying our best. You try, you're on the good list, you're going to be fine. Rabbi say, that's why I say it's the best thing in the world is to have loads of chesronos. A lot of people are tormented by them. I say they're great. I'm a little not so good here. I know myself. All over the place. I don't recommend you going around knock yourself all day. But if you do have a lot of chesronos, it's very helpful. That is a ma'aser with one of the big Bali Musa. Tonight is is Reb Sol Salanta's Yotzai. Schus Yegan Aleinu. Lila Nishmasai, whatever we say should be schus for his Heilig and Neshama. And we're planning on getting together on Monday night. It's tomorrow night? Yep, Monday night from 8 to 9, 6:13. Madison Avenue, downstairs. Reb Sol Salanta's Yotzai. You bring all your friends. Now, I want to get some. Now, here's the story. Lakewood Friday, this Friday shul over there downstairs. Now, Meir Rabbi say, they say, what am I? Oh, we'll try it. Oh, yeah, but let's get Jack. Bring some cake. Bring machfreilach, whatever you want. Giggle. Now, the thing is this. The story is, Rabbi say, that one of the great Bali Musa, they say, once said to somebody who was Makabel Shabbos very extremely early, he said, it's not worth it. You come out losing in Avodas Hashem. Because now you're going to look down at all those people that don't do what you're doing. You don't know what you're going to lose with that stuff. Don't look for it. Now, watch out. This is handle with care, what I'm saying. Handle with care. You have to know the situation. Sometimes it's a good bot. You'll end up losing. Usually, do what? Don't make these cheshbonos. You make a chumrah, go for it. You're good at it. You like it. I would not make this Olam Ha'Sadik for us. But that's how the story goes. One of the greatest, Bali Musa once told a Talmud, don't have this big chumrah, because then you're going to look down at everyone else who doesn't have that chumrah. And it's not worth it. You come out losing. You're going to look down at everybody. Now, watch out with that, boy. I'll repeat. Watch out. You want to do a chumrah, go for it. You have a Rebbe, ask your Rebbe what to do. But don't complicate yourself. Do whatever you want. As long as you're trying to be a good Jew, it's fine. But the vod is a gevaldige vod. You know how many people you're going to be looked at it. So having chesroinus doesn't mean you shouldn't strive to be better and better and better. That's different. That's for sure. Keep trying. But if along the way you find yourself in Nebuch, there are people who hold. There is a shita that I have not been advertising, although there's somebody who gave me a lot of money, wants me to advertise it. I'm cautious because I have to be careful. People get negative very easily. Your wife is a reflection of you. So if something wrong with her, that's you in a caricature form. So it makes it easier for people to be dan har lekapschus. That's me. I'm the same type. Watch out with that. I prefer believing you're the best guy in the world, and so is she. And she did nothing wrong, and I never do anything wrong. That's what I feel is the best way to go. But let's say you do see things that are not so great, whoever it is. If you are loaded with chesroinus, you're lucky. You're lucky. I'm also like that. Oh, yeah, I'm also. So, every chesaron has a gevaldige meila. Every bima spala. What? Schus. Bima lamed schus is so precious. Without that, you're in trouble, chas v'sholom. Bima lamed schus. And it's easier when you're not the Rashka Bahag. The Rashka Bahag is a hard time. He could lose everything if he don't watch himself. The Rashka Bahag is in danger of looking down at everybody. That's why the big tzaddikim were all big anovim. They're in danger to lose it all, because you're going to give yourself credit if the other guy was, I heard this from Rebbe Yaakov Schlesinger, I think his name. He told me he knew the Chazon Ish. He asked the Chazon Ish, Chazon Ish, you don't know you're the Chazon Ish? You don't look down at everybody? You know what the Chazon Ish told him? He said, I know if they would have my abilities and my background, they'd be just as good as me. Oh. See, that's the way you think. Don't put down nobody. Very, very important not to put down anybody in your life, especially yourself, because you can chas v'shalom lose. You can lose a lot. You put yourself down, you're looking for trouble. Better a positive life than a negative truth. Don't be so afraid of gaiva. I keep hearing this again. Who else did I hear it from? Shmuel Razovsky, they wanted to make a avad with Anov, and he said, not for us. Today it's gaiva. Shmuel Razovsky. Rab Hutner, he said he wants to pour gaiva on top of everybody. And then Rav Shlomo Wolbe, someone in his vad said, how do you work on Anov? He says, I think we got to work on gaiva. Who else said it? I keep hearing it everywhere. They're all saying it. Work on gaiva, Rabbi Sai. You want to listen? That's what they're all saying nowadays. So, what? What? So you get some covet. The problem with covet is when after everything, you got to watch out. If you're going to run after covet and you're not getting it, you're in trouble. You have to be happy with whatever you have. You're not getting covered, be very happy that this other guy, Nebuch, is getting covered, and I'm not. Baruch Hashem. He's getting all his Olam Haba here, I'll be getting it there. You have to be positive about yourself. You could be positive about both, too. Some people can do that. But many, many, many of us have to put the other guy down. Not putting him down, mamish, but saying, Davis is treating me better. If anybody want to take this, it's Meredith in the Welt. Anyway, it was my encouragement. I encourage everybody. I must have at least 10 of those that my boys are putting out, one better than the other. I encourage everybody, put something out, let the world hear about you. It's a big schus. You know the famous dream? That Rabbi Yitzchak Cohen told me that one of the people who puts out stuff on Musa, the famous dream he had, he's somebody who was Nifta, who did similar things, said, because I put out stuff on Musa, I just gave your stuff out to everybody. It's great stuff. Because you gave out stuff on Musa, it took only a half hour to get to my place in Gan Eden. You're putting out stuff on Musa. Put something out. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Go. Let the whole world hear about you. You're better than anybody. You have to hold a lot from yourself. Now, I recently had a big mifus. One of my big mifus in Namish. I turned around a whole family. I have a few of those. A whole family turn around. I have one after another. One of them, I didn't even give advice. The guy came after me and he told me he was going through a tragedy. The whole family was about to be destroyed through, and every member of that family would have been in Gehenna. You can't imagine. There was fighting going on, the serious stuff with serious consequences, with all kinds of sinas chinims, and terrible, mamish terrible. And he said, man, don't please help my family. I says, what do you want from me? He told me something that wasn't simple at all, by any account. One of the real winners here, real shreklach. Terrible, dealing with akshonim, this person can't be moved. And they decided, and all the Rabbanim said, you're talking to the wall. And this other person's already off the derech. And, a large family with tzaras still here. And he comes to me, I should help him out. Whoever came here today, Muftach Laishu Ben Olam Haba. You came in this snow, Muftach Laishu Ben, you're coming to learn. They're Musa, they're B'tachim, Ribsal Salat, there should be a Melech Yeshiv, everybody here. Anyway, so what was I saying? I told the guy, I gave him he kept coming at that. I says, I have no joke. You'll have a total turnaround. Overnight, 24 hours later, he said something by mistake, and one of the family members liked it, and it spread to the other one, and things started. And he kept having these things that went on for a month, until he had a Moshe Kapaya, complete turn. I didn't speak to any members. I didn't get involved in any details, nothing. I just told him, another bracha. No eitzes, how to do it, no chachmas, not a bracha. Boha, not a boy, he kept calling him up. What happened now? Okay, buha. What's next? 2 days later, do you know what happened next? Not a buha. Whenever anything happened bad, they had diapers running after them. All these serious things. Throw you in jail. Nothing. I make a joke out of everything. And the whole family turned around. His enemy became his friend. Unbelievable. Had another one that I really there were serious issues, and one after another, with the parents are about to resign. Little kids, we can't deal with this. And I had an instant turn around. One of the parents suddenly became a refuah shalema on the spot. And a few months later, he called me again. And I said, the next morning, it was a whole new picture. That one, I remember what I did. That one, I once had a certain bittul from someone in that family. They made jokes with me. I don't lie. I like jokes, but, when they're telling you, I suspected that they're criticizing me or they don't think I'm so great. So this time, I'm going to win but nothing else. I say, Eibishter, you got to do me a favor here. They're making fun of me. Show them who I am. I promise you. The next day, they had Nisim and Nisim and Nisim. You talk to the Eibishter with your heart. Eibishter. I have problems with my covet. I had this I remember years ago, somebody was begging me for Yeshua, nothing happened. And finally said, Mandel, what happened? So I says, okay, let me take care of this. I says, Eibishter, right now it's not only his peckle, I also got a peckle. My covet's at stake. That night, he had a Yeshua. You talk like you're serious? Covet is definitely serious. Eibishter realizes, that's a sincere prayer. That prayer is real. He wants covet. Yeah, we know that. He really means, for sure. And you get it's a riot. And then you talk to the Eibishter, hang around him as much as you can. And somebody told me so, Rabbi Miller at a chasana, looked like he was talking to himself, whatever. Everyone's busy socializing. He's busy talking to the Eibishter. He asked him, what are you doing? I'm socializing with the Eibishter. Reb Gershon Lieberman said on Yom Kippur, you need a friend? Tzavsa, you need a tzavsa. Make the Eibishter your tzavsa. Schmooze around with him. Get together. The Sheirish of all Hatzlachas is the Rebbeinu Shalom. And look at his beautiful world, that beautiful snow that he created. Beautiful snow. Guess what happened today? Oh boy. Today the kids, we're going home anyway, but a half hour before the time it started coming heavy. So the school was getting all nervous. What are we doing? And we got the great news. We're going home, a half hour earlier. And we were dancing on the chairs. Me and my Talmidim together. I was wondering, who's happier, them or me? I think we're all in the same boat. We're dancing together. Kids, no school. The kids, they like a Rebbe who understands them. I tell you, that's an understanding Rebbe. I understand. I told another Rebbe, I wonder who's happier. The Rebbe says, I think the Rebbe's even happier than them. But, by the way, the Aruch HaShulchan says this. Aruch HaShulchan says, Hilchos Tisha B'Av, Aruch HaShulchan says that anybody who, he said, all right, I don't want to get into the whole, he paskins. He asks the Shaila, why are you saying on Tisha B'Av, well, learning makes you happy? The Rebbe don't want to be there, the kids don't want to be there. What do you mean learning makes you happy? Should Dafka learn in Tisha B'Av? So he buys from there that it's the Panemius has fun, has simcha from learning, not the Etz. But I like this kasha. That main thing is the kasha. The kasha was, the Rebbe don't want to be there. Oh, I see Rosh Hashanah understood people quite well. What the matter was. Nobody wants to be there. I had another thing with the kids. I eat. I come to school the first day. I am on the kids. I have to give a hot kugel every Friday to the whole class. Here for you. What about you? I in my drawer I have, I'm not to take trumas and mices from all the nash that I give out. I have a minig, Maisa Sheni, And I enjoy myself, Baruch Hashem. So I told them, because, well, Rebbe's on a strict diet. Yeah, what strict diet? Candy, chocolate cake, and ice cream. And I'm very, very, consistent. I stick to my principles. Candy, chocolate cake, ice cream, and soda. That's what I'm all about. You can have the Kegel boys. This is for me. They're looking at me. Oh, boy. We finally got a Rebbe who understands our way of thinking. Anyway, so the kids laugh. And I always say it. The kids always laugh. Rebbe's on a diet. Sick diet, candy, chocolate cake. I hope the parents still didn't say anything. I wonder what's going to happen one of these days. Rabbi Mendel, what did you do to my child? What did you corrupted him? Now he wants candy all day. He goes, Rabbi Mendel eats candy. He's all messed up. You messed up the kids for what he's telling them. Abusing, you get into trouble nowadays. You got to watch what you're saying. But I'm a high risk, I risk these things. Anyway, so what happened? So we get to one day, the kids see me in the room alone. I'm eating tomatoes with lettuce, with tuna fish. They say, Rebbe, what happened to your strict diet? You're supposed to be eating candy, chocolate, cake, and ice cream. So I says, don't tell anybody. I cheat once in a while. I cheat. That's it. The Rebbe cheats. I eat normal food once in a while. Malach von der Welt. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm speaking to somebody now. People with medical issues. Boy, do I laugh. If you know how to laugh, you're going to say goodbye to all your issues. You know how to laugh. You gotta laugh. The Vardigas laugh. They would doctor go. I for many years wouldn't go to a doctor. Many, many, many years. Thanks to the Vardig. I think 20 years I was putter from the whole. No doctor for me, and I ate all cold dava asa. With cholesterol, cholesterol, I laughed at. They told me in the Vardig, okay, listen, this is not for the Olam. I'm going to get in trouble here. All the health guys, they're going to kill me. They hear what I have to say. I used to be into health. For 10, 15 years of my life, you couldn't catch me eating a mashahu of sugar. They have a dash of sugar in. I wouldn't touch none of that. Bread's not really ice gehalten. There's a little sugar in there. No good. Oh, the sauerkraut, sugar. Boom. No sugar, no salt, no this. I had it all. I don't remember what it was. A Gunsa diet. Oh, for years I did this. Anyway, I was very, very ice gehalten in my diet, and I felt it helped me until the Vardigas got a hold of me. And they told me it does not matter what you eat. It's all in your head. And that was the end. I had a certain condition that prompted me to do this. I davened. 1 month later, it disappeared completely. How far back this goes? I have no zecher of it. From that day on, I stick to my, eat whatever you want. My nafkamina. If you hold that it won't be, now you can watch what you're doing. I don't recommend this for the outside world. This is my own personal Navardiga brainwashing that made me like this. I was taught not to care so much, but, or whatever. It's a whole. Anyway, you have no idea what the mind could do. The placebos. I saw an article. People know they're taking placebos, and they'll still take it, and it'll work. Placebo means a fake pill. There's nothing in there. It's baloney. They take the pill, and it works. They know it's fake, and they still take it. Yeah, I told you the mice with the guy who with the guy. I have told some. I once told somebody who was pre-diabetic, and he was pre-diabetic, and migraine headaches, and his face used to turn purple, and the emergency room knew him better than anybody in town. He was there, and I told him, "You're eating chocolate chip cookies this Shabbos." And he's baloney. And this guy went to the biggest Rabbanim in America. And he said what Mandel told him to do. And the Rav said, listen to Mandel. And he go eat it. And don't go to the doctor without my permission. It's people in the cup. That was an extreme. It's in your head. I can tell right away. I can smell this guy's baloney. He thinks he's sick. The only thing is, I can take a guy who's really sick and brainwash him that he's not sick. And he'll be well. You can do that. You can do it to yourself. It's in Navardic, they held what you think. Same thing with age. The Alter Navardic says, it's also to get old. How can you talk like that? What do you mean it's also to get old? Also, that's what the Alter said. Also to get old. Well, you're not allowed to do that. What do you mean? I'm old. Do you know that when I went to Israel, when I got on the bus and I gave them the ticket and they asked me, Vatik? You know what Vatik means? Vatik means you're one of those, not Vasikid. You're Vatik, you're one of the over the hill guys, you know. I didn't know what it's. I said, as soon as he said that to me, I know that you pay less, you know, on the bus. I aged 10 years on the spot. As soon as they stand up to you, you age because it gets to your head. It does. Yeah, you have to watch your friends, watch you talk to COVID all day. You watch COVID, talk about COVID-19. If it's all you talk about, wait. You ask you for trouble, sit and learn. Have a little bittel. A bittel is a shtik gesund. You have to be mispal. Main thing is daven, should do the right thing. Anybody who can. Do you know how many people we have today? I want a whole Torah. Here we have a packed house. You know what it looks like outside here? I must be a good speaker, something tells me. I must be good. Do you know that for 2 years, or maybe 3, we didn't have an air conditioner? And the summertime was schmaltz. It was really bad. It did the same amount, the same people came. They came in years. And no, until somebody said, oh, by the way, you know, we could use an air conditioner. Oh, yes, okay, we'll do it. You know, but I didn't say, I was watching the guys. You sure you want to come listen to my bike in the scorching weather? And I was really sad. I must be good. Something tells me I'm good. I think I'm a good guy. I'm not bad. I must be a good guy. What's a schlecht? You're not allowed to hold you're a good person. Where does it say that? It says, I'll tell you Rashi Allah Psuka Shulchan Aruch. I think it's Rashi in Brachos. It's brought down in Gemara. The Gemara says that before you start davening, you have to be words of that are mafai that calm you down. Therefore, before you daven Shemin Esrei, you have to say Shomer Hashem es kol ha'avav ve'is kol rishonim yashmid. Are you sure it calms you down? Maybe you're in Russia. You're not supposed to say, right? That's what you say Ashrei before Shemin Esrei. Why? Because it has that pasuk, and that pasuk is going to calm you down. The pasuk that says Shomer Hashem es kol ha'avav. You're Oyev Hashem already. You're such a tzaddik you are. It's a din, yes. And they call it Rishonim Yashmid. You sure you're not one of those? No, I'm not one of those. It's Komtarain. So Rishonim Yashmid. It's a din to hold you're a tzaddik. It's not a chazal, you know. It's a din. It's a din. Take a look. What is it? Turn your Rev Yaseh. That pasuk is also mentioned. Mentioned Shulchan Aruch. You're called Yirei Hashem. Return Yirei of Yaseh. Best call Shavosam Yishmav. If you're going to listen to all the Yirei of. You call yourself, yes, it's a din. So therefore, I take I have a right to consider myself a great guy. It's a din. You're going to fight with halachas? Halacha says, I'll be halacha. I'm good. I hold up good, and I hold you're also good. I'll tell you a thought that you know that sometimes I have a lot of people calling me up, want to work on B'tachon. And many, many times, they tell me, Rabbi Mendel, I'm working so hard on B'tachon. You know what I tell those guys? I say, take a hot bath, close that sefer, eat ice cream. You're getting stressed. You got to have all religions. You know, some people never stop learning. When I was a kid, it says, Kol ha'paisim midivrei Torah, machilin oisei gachli v'samim. You know that Chazal? Did you ever hear that Chazal? I used to take that serious. Till I almost went off my, till they almost had to say, this guy needs a little help. You want to take that serious? It's a Chazal. For some people, it's Kedai. Whatever. It's a makam for it. It's a holy Chazal. You don't make fun of Chazals, Hashem Yirachem. But you got to watch out. Kol ha'paisim b'divrei Torah ma'achilin oisei gachli v'samim. By the way, if you're in the middle of learning, I once asked Rabbi Miller, people come over to you, middle of learning, what are you supposed to do? He says, smile and say, middle of learning. They say, he used to do that in Slobodka. He never stopped learning. I asked Reb Chatzkel, someone comes over to the middle of learning, asks you something. He says, it's a chesed, all right, whatever. But anyway, you have to be careful. Some chazals are not, they can hurt you. You know, you have to watch it. You have to get the right chazals. You know the chazals kedai to chazah 10 billion times? Ein Adam oimed al divrei Torah ela im kein nifshel ben tchila. Ein, it's a Gemara in Shabbos, no? Ein Adam oimed al divrei Torah ela im kein nifshel ben tchila. Chazah that your whole life, every day. Get up in the morning, don't forget that. There's no way to, first comes, the Alter Slobodki says, first comes a Havamina, then Maskara. What do you need the Havamina for? Let's get to the point. You have to first make a mistake. First do it wrong. You got married, the way I used to treat my wife. Well, you got this, you got a new job, the way you used to do this, and now today, Kuptarai. Matzachem, this room. All the whole, whoever's here today, every single drop of snow is going to say, hey, this on you people in Olam HaEmes. I was falling on these people and they weren't nispo from me. They came anyway, despite me. All the snowflakes in the whole area is going to say, hey, this on my Olam here. They'll all say, hey, this, what a great speaker I am. Anyway. Yeah, Hillel, you like, this is, my Olam is Hillel. What's going to be when Mashiach comes, when you come to Yenavel? They're going to say, why didn't you learn Torah? So you say, it was too hard for me, I was too poor. So look at Hillel HaNasi. Hillel got up on the roof over there, right? He got up on the roof, there was a skylight over there because they didn't let him in. He didn't have money that day, whatever, didn't let him in. So he went up in the skylight. And he was listening. In the morning, they take a look. Hey, who's up there? And they found Hillel HaNasi with snow all on top of him all over the place. And they say, Kedai, the Chal Shabbos because of Hillel. What does it say over there? It's Kedai. Because look, I must have nefesh. So nobody can say, I couldn't learn Torah. They'll show him Hillel. It was too hard. So you people here are the Hillels of the Dor. Anybody doesn't come to my, I'm joking. If you don't come to my vad, look at these people came in such weather. Oh, who wants to walk out? Whoever came to this vad, even if I say nothing, even if it was a mistake, you picked the wrong day, then you're going to get even a bigger Olam Haba. If you picked the wrong day, then the aggravation, I missed it, I blew it, Dad's going to give you. So this vad doesn't even have to be a good vad. Because you got so much schar for coming in the snow. I don't have to be interesting. I have to be nothing. You got your schar till Shemayim. In fact, the more boring I am, the more schar you're going to get. Like the guys might say, this guy, like Mavakesh Emunah, it says, Navi Yeshai says, so Mavakesh Emunah v'esach l'chol ha'ir. You know, you people are. Tzaddikim Gemurim, I want a bracha from everybody. It's not shaykh. The Madreges, so Salanta is having nachas up there for every person here. Rabbi Shmuel, be a melech Yosef for all of us. We need you desperately. Rabbi Shmuel Salanta saved Klal Yisrael. He saved Klal Yisrael. Everything we have is thanks to Rabbi Yisrael Salanta, who was Rabbi Aaron Kotler Zeichet Tzadik Livracha said about him. He said there were Anashir Gedolei Yisrael in his dar. You want to hear something nice? I'm going to tell you my secrets. I took a look. It's 5 to 8. Usually there's 5 guys here at 5 to 8. Today there's nobody home. It's 2 minutes after 8, nobody here. I says, Eibishter, make a tzedafka be big. I do that all the time. Now, this I don't usually have Sundays. Today's better than usual. That's all me. It's my tefillas. I'm in control. You think it was your decision? I have a remote control situation over here. I make things happen. I want the Elam to come. They come. I'm going to tell you a ma'aser. It's It's a mitzvah. I know a guy come over to me. There was a very serious relationship going on between Beryl and Shmerel. And they were a churban for each other. A churban, they were addicted to whatever. And it was shreklach. And Beryl comes over to me. I can't control myself. I just can't. It's impossible. And Shmerel's on my case, and Shmerel's my best friend since I'm a kid. So I tell him like this. I'm going to daven. I daven. I says, well, by now things should be happening. No! Nothing happened. What do? I'll daven more. Nothing happened. Now listen, this is true. I said, I will daven that he should hate you. Then you'll be rid of him. Like this, he runs after him. I'll daven that he should hate you like poison. I did that for 2 weeks and nothing happened. And by the way, the reason I said it is because I had once done this before, twice. I did it, and it worked. Mamish, it worked. I remember years later, so-and-so hated him. How come? Oh, remember you daven? Oh, yeah. So I could do the other way too. But so what? You can't imagine for months. Now Shmerel asked Beryl, do you know there's somebody davening, you should hate me? Do you know, I don't know why. I suddenly started disliking you. It never happened in my life. I started disliking you. I really felt it. It's funny. Somebody's davening here. You're davening! Do whatever you want, daven. Go to Tat, ask him whatever you want. Ask him for betachim, and you'll get it. Anyway, so the guy started hating him, and it was bye-bye for months and months and months. The guy was clean, no more. He was an impossible addiction that it's impossible to get rid of. It was over. There was a matzav, they were in hate with each other. L'chalab deyis. No shy. Until Beryl comes over to me and says, Mendel, I appreciate it, but it's painful to see the way the guy ignores me, and I just can't deal with it. It's too. So I says, I'll take care of that. So for 2 weeks, I was davening Eibishter Rachmanis. Don't make it so like they want to kill each other. And Shmerel used to come to him, for favors. Shmerel used to make him feel good, that he was missed all that, all the feeling important. And within 2 weeks, surprise, Shmerel gives Beryl a house, what do you call a house call? He knocks on the door. I need you, Beryl. Oh, you need me, yeah? Yes, I need you. Oh, I feel so good. So they got friends again. It wasn't bad anymore. The problem was over pretty much, but they were sort of friends. And then he says, it's still strange. Daven again. Best friends. And now they're careful. How do you like that one? What you can do with davening. I had this myself. I had, listen to this. I davened. I once had to meet 2 people that I was on the wrong side of the fence. I don't want to say what one, but I belonged to, I was best friends with the number one unpopular person in this company. So I go to the head of the companies. I needed a favor desperately from him. And I knew what he thinks of me, because I'm one of those. So I daven, Eibush to make this guy love me. I promise it worked like magic. And the guy suddenly the guy stopped crazy busy. Suddenly he's nice to me, and he gave me whatever I wanted, and he spent time with me, and he says, I'm very busy, but for you I have time. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Then he has an assistant. I didn't meet him. He was also, and I davened Eibush to make this guy love me like Nachaya. I go over to him, and I started telling him, you're so friendly. Then he knows, you're coughing. Let me take care of that cough. 1 second. I have somebody else. Yeah, what's going on? The Mitzri suddenly starts liking the Jews. What got into you? You know, the Chazal say that the reason why we ended up in Mitzrayim is because they're big anti-Semites. There won't be any intermarriage. Canaan was not so they didn't hate Jews that much. Mitzrayim was anti-Semitic, big time. So that's why Mitzrayim is a safer place as far as intermarriage is concerned. So the Yidden went to Vayitar Hashem es Chainam, but they needed money. It's Kim to Geld. They're not going to give the money. The stuff, the Bizas Mitzrayim over there. So suddenly hey, I like that Jew. Hey, I had this with judges. Ooh, did I have it? I once had to face a judge who was, I hate you like, I love him. I was thinking, I love this guy. He's harmless. I heard this in Nevada. It's a famous story. Chaim Volozhin, I think, was somebody, there was a Poritz who wanted to kill a Yid, whoever passed by his place, he jumped on him. So this Yid concentrated that he loves the Poritz. And suddenly the Poritz loves him. Come on, pun him upon him. It works. In Nevada, Rabbi used to swear by this. Think you love the guy. No, a certain Dvir used to get money. Every time he gave me $1,000. Nobody gave me that kind of money except him. I remember distinctly before going to him, I was concentrating. I love this guy. I love this guy. I love this guy. And years later, he says, I don't know why I love you. He tells it to me. You think before you get to my sailor, do it to your wife if you have to. If it's, or the ladies, you can do it to your husband, if you want to get more friendly. Think, I love this guy. I love this guy. You start thinking he's a great person. Think, just like mechanical, like Maisakaif. It works. You don't have to be against it, feel it. Just go through the motions and watch it come true. In Slobodka, they used to build you up. There were 2 schools in Slobodka. Some of them used to say, that I know about, they would say it, and some of them, they would think it. You felt this man respects you because he was thinking words of respect as he spoke to you. Thinking. Isn't that something? Your Valinsky once told me. A hergish you can't hide. You can't hide a hergish. Think, I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. Make believe. You have to really love him. Make believe. Daven a lot for that. Daven for Ahavas Yisrael. It's a fiddle. It works like this. Hashem likes that fiddle. Maybe should make me love these. Make me love people. Keep davening, Hashem. You'll get into like this. It's a ruchni sticker. It's not shy. The Yebish doing now. Recommend another thing. Tell the Yebish to Bepemali. I love you, Hashem. I love. Say it. I love you, Hashem. I know somebody who had a woman. She had a son who was off the deep end, and she was practicing being thankful. That stuff, And she started off with "I love you, Hashem." And she had mamish. Meridika mileage. How would you feel? Someone comes over to you and says, I love you. It still feels good. Eibush still likes it. Tell him, I love you. Say it. Say it as much as you can. Eibush, I love you to pieces. It's an idea to start, getting into positive things. So it'll be easier. As a Maisa, Rav Galinsky told me over years ago in Novardik, they're into Ahavas Hashem a lot in Novardik. Love the Eibush. When I eat, I'm so impressed with the food, the color, the texture, the flavor. You want your Shemaim. Look at good old Jack. Where is he? Vodka, cold brew, whatever it is. Oh, yes, Jack is still here. Jack is come out over a bottle. Anyway, I want the Jack Daniels company to give me a lot of, advertisement I gave for Jack. Anyway, Dav Danken the Eibishter. There's. Do you know what B'tochen could do? Just close your eyes and think positive. Just close your eyes. Anything positive. Just make believe you're being positive. Close your eyes and watch big things will happen. Think positive thoughts. You are the author of your condition, the Welt says. I told you what happened to me many, many years ago, about 30 years ago. I walked out of my classroom thinking you're over the hill. As soon as I walked out, one of my co-workers in my school says, I think you're over the hill. I tell myself, you see how alive your thoughts are. So now I go around saying, I think I'm the Rashka Bahag. I think it don't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I was once on a plane. Doesn't hurt. At least you feel better about yourself. Do it. If you're scared of everybody, say, I think I'm the Rashka Bahag around here. You might be a chiyuv to do that. The Alter von der Wardik says, a shuffle has to go ktseya gaiva, extreme gaiva. If you're one of those, you go to extreme. So get carried away a little. So what? You're supposed to be extreme. Call yourself whatever you want. The Pe'er Ador. The Pe'er Ador has just arrived. The Pe'er Ador is right here. Pe'er Ador. You know the way I was masbid my mother. A terrible story. I said what a great tzaddikus my mother was. She was zeicher to me. Isn't that nice? She was zeicher to me. That's disgusting. That's the way the son talks. But what's taka wrong? I'm a great guy, no? I think I'm great. My mother, it's a schus that my mother had me. It's a schus that I had her too. So, but Shalas, all right. Anyway, give yourself a plug. The Chofetz Chaim. If you would see the matzah, the power of Lashon Hara is so poisonous. You don't know. I know stories. You don't know how poison Lashon Hara. Lashon Hara, the Chofetz Chaim. Why did he put us everything? All his focus, that was everything. Why did he get so much into that sugya? Because he knew everything's sitting there. Sinas Chinam, Lashon Hara, babbling. Say he's no good. They're no good. It's a Shrek. Lashon Hara is this. It's so disgusting. What do you? It doesn't get on your nerves saying nasty things about people. What are you doing? It's bad enough you think bad. You have to say bad. Anyway, saying bad stuff is very nicest with court cases. The guy didn't want to say bad, and he won. Don't say bad things. It's not kedai. I know younger light used to get canker sores whenever they spoke Lashon Hara. I know kids in my class used to get canker sores. And wonder where canker sores come from. Speak Lashon Hara. So imagine when you say good things about people. What's chusim you get when you say good things about people. Say good things as much as you can, especially about yourself. But I want to say to Chofetz Chaim, if you see the dirt today, say, watch the Lashon Hara about yourself. The brain chatter that keeps telling you, I'm not so good, I'm not so this. Keep away from that stuff. I'm Gavaldi, go to war, try. It's a battle. It's a lifetime battle. Anyway, so I wanted to say about when people are rolled down and out, and working on B'tochen is nothing's happening. I'm working. I have a lot of people coming to me with that. I worked so hard on B'tochen. They're all stressed out from working on B'tochen. But that's why you're so stressed, because you're trying to have B'tochen. Many of them, I say, Ne'eman alai ha'shofet. Ne'eman alai ha'shofet. Say it, calm down, accept. You go further. Hashem wants people to relax. You know how many times it says Menuchas Nefesh HaBitech in the first few pages in Shar B'tochen? Menucha, the word Menucha, it's 15 times mentioned everywhere. Menucha. Americans are not good at Menucha. But we'll try. We'll get there too. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a thought that I was thinking. It says, Hashem yilachem lachem, atem tacharishun. Tacharisha means quiet. You're not doing any, it's not quiet, you're not saying anything. Tem Tacharisha. What happened? Quiet, I would say, you're not even having betachin, you're out of it. Let Hashem run the world. That, Mitzrayim is totally dead. It says, there's no there's no light unless there was darkness. The darker it is, the more the light's going to be. When it's so dark that you can't even have betachin, now you're going to decimate the entire Egyptian army. Now they're totally dead. Because you didn't have koyach to have betachin even. Tacharisha. Now I'll bring a riot to this. By Chizkiah HaMelech, of the 4 kings who had betachin, it says by him, maybe I have no koyach to have to sing, I'm just laying in bed, you're taking over. He was the least ishtadlus. David used to go to war with betachin. Also, and he swung the battle axe. Also went to war without fighting. Yehoshaphat went to war. No, he didn't go to war. He just sang. And Chizkiah said, I can't go to war. I can't sing. I can't do nothing. You take over. As soon as he said that night a malach came down and wiped out the entire Assyrian army forever. They were the most powerful nation in the world. Sancheriv mixed up the whole world. Now, when he said, I have no koyach, I can't even have betam, no, you just take over. The entire army was decimated. So I want to compare these two. When things are going very, very, very big, you can't even have betachin. Expect the biggest glicking. And Shemer Munim mentions this. Shemer Munim mentions there's a time where you can't even do nothing. Don't say nothing. He mentions don't even go to the mikveh. Don't do anything. Let the Yibusha take over. So if it's going hard, expect gewaldige things to happen. What do you say to that one? The worse it is, I always give a muscle with the bow and arrow. When Shalom Melech was killed, so David HaMelech said, Lamadis b'nei Yehuda keshes. Teach him how to use a bow and arrow. What's a bow and arrow? What's wrong with a sword? Bow and arrow is a simon. The worse it is, it's going all the way back. Hey, you're going the wrong direction. You want to kill that guy. What are you going here for? But with bows and arrows, the more further you go back, the further it's going to go forward. So a keshes is a simon. In Avodas Hashem, the worse it is, just the opposite. Now I'm really going to win. I had this once. I was involved in a serious court case, and they spelled out to me that you lost. And they said, there's no way you're going to win. And there were 2 lawyers there. And they told me, you lost. I walked away and I said, now I know for sure that I won. I even told the lawyers, now I know for sure that I won. They looked at me, what? Now I know for sure that I won. You can do that with a doctor also, don't worry. I walked away for half an hour, Harvard on betachin, and came back. The doctors sounded, the lawyers sounded different. And I won. Oh, did I win? Abisha sees you could, it's just a test. Everything's a test. Abisha sees you don't give up. He gives you peace and Ramses. You get anything you want. You heard my story about my latest Mifus? My latest Mifus is the Mifus of the Year Award. Since then I heard other people are picking it up for me. Maybe it's all in the air. I get up, someone calls me up with corona, and they're devastated, they go with sugar, they have corona. I say, now, I didn't hear this until 2 days later. I heard the machine. I mean, I didn't call back, but that day, I said, people are trying to reach me from all over. They're not getting to me. Do me a favor, as soon as they call, as soon as they put a machine, let them have Yeshua right away. I said it the day that I got that message. 2 days later, I got the party on the phone. I says, how are you doing? You had COVID. It was very bad. You were crying on the telephone. Oh, Rabbi Mendel, something strange happened. As soon as I left the message, I suddenly felt better. Did you hear that? It just happened to me. There was a better one, I forgot it. That also happened. Same thing. I said, as soon as they call me, they should have Yeshua. From now on, anybody that gets near me has Yeshua's. What do you say to that? Be positive, positive. More positive, the better. And if it's hard to be positive, even if you stay a negative person your whole life, but you try to be positive, that's even better than being positive. And it's so hard to be positive. It's so hard to be betachon. You know what schar you get if it's hard? If you're one of those crazy guys that's so bundle of nerves, these are the luckiest people. I just spoke to somebody on the phone. I really calmed down. A guy calls me up. He says he has panic attacks and depressions, and he gets dizzy and he's flying all over. And I say, and it doesn't help. I tried this, tried that, and I'm working on betachon, and I said to myself, I started thanking Hashem and thank. You're thanking yourself into a bundle of nerves. I say, I think the whole problem is you're trying to thank. Didn't thank enough. They gotta thank more. Oh, gotta thank. And first of all, people who have these problems have the biggest chusim in the universe, because they're mutzenzach from Taira Agra. They're gonna be zeichet to everything. These kooks, well, like us, we're all a little like that. They're gonna be zeichet like anything. But in the practical world, I tell these people, tell the Yebishter, thank you for that panic attack. I love it. I love being depressed. I love getting panics. It's good. Be depressed. I like being depressed. I remember Shmuel Shneyer from Novardik. It was scorching outside. It was crazy hot. And nobody could walk outside. He walks out. I says, how do you feel, Shmuel? Ani ohevet achom. See, you play along. You ever have shock absorbers? They tried, until they invented shock absorbers. If a car went on a bump, it went flying, cracked the whole thing, exploded, because when there was a war going on between the car and the bump and the car didn't get along, they plotzed. So they invented shock absorbers, which makes it just bump up. It goes along with the bump, and it just goes, I agree with you, I want to be bumpy also and go flying a little bit, because I have springs. The shock, they saved it. When you go along with a problem, you're fine. When you fight it, Rabbi Megershin said, you want to win a tug of war? Let go. Say the other guy's right. I saw him in action once. He had a young bach was yelling at him. There was a Shaluidi yeshiva should go this way, that way, and this young guy felt like he owned the world, and he was telling Rabbi Megershin old enough to be his great-grandfather, and he thought, Rabbeinu, he got carried away. A nice fellow. He got a little carried away with him. And Gesher listens. Can't. I thought so, Dick. Can't. Right away he agrees. I heard the same thing on Weinkrantz. First agreed. Can't. And somehow, I don't know how, but they ended up doing what Reb Gesher wanted. Let the guy let off his steam. Go, oh, you're right. With you all the way. In the end, you do what you want, But you make them feel good. You won. The Novartis were super psychologists. They understood human nature. They understood the guy he wants to be. So you're right. You're a guy that's right. What happens, the guy doesn't care that much. He cares for the moment. I'm right. He got his way. You're right. I'm so happy for you. You're the smart guy around here. And give in. What do you care? You're mel, that's what malchus means, giving in. I went to the Taina once. How come Shevet Shimon and Levi were in trouble? Achalkem b'Yaakov v'Afitzim Yisrael. Why those two? Why are they in trouble? So whatever they did is another shmooze, but they got the last word with Yaakov. Right? Chas v'chalila, to talk about them, you have no right to say anything. You're malachim, not shayach. But in Pashup Pshat, they got the last word. You don't get a last word with your father. You say you're wrong. No matter what, you say you're wrong. Can't do that, huh? They lost a chelik in Eretz Yisrael for that. They needed to be a machniah them, teach them how to. So the Spurs, Levi is 48, how many cities? Over 40 cities all over Eretz Yisrael. And Shimon, lives in Yehuda's territory. How come Yehuda's territory was picked? Why? What's Yehuda? He lives strictly in Yehuda. He doesn't have his own. He's a guest. There, inside Yehuda's area, there are Shimon cities. Why Yehuda? Kind of like this. The Ikataina and Shimon he was the ringleader between him and Levi. So he got the last word with his father, right? So Yehuda is easygoing. Yehuda means Maida. You're right. Todka Mimeni, right? David said he's wrong. Yehuda said he's wrong. They're wrong. Yeah, no. Yehuda types are easygoing. You're wrong. No. You won the argument. Yeah, you're a good guy. On my day, I did a mistake. They don't mind. They're not the type that says, I'm right, you're wrong. They're not into that stuff. So Shimon, who was the ringleader, the two, so he became a guest in Yehuda's territory. There's a lot of these types around. So they'll straighten them out. You hang around those types. It's a tikkun. That's what I'm learning upshot. It's a tikkun for the whole Shevet Shimon. Hang around Yehuda people. We're giving. Say you're wrong, so kill you. But I just want to warn the Elam. I'm lav dafka into that so much. I could do it. Except when I say I'm wrong, I don't just say I'm wrong. I scream. You're right! You're right, 100%. No, I am bringing Varias that you're right. Then I'll do what I want. I have to go listen to him. But when he wants on the table, he was the guy that came out looking good. But I come out looking even better. Because when I say he's right, I say with a stoltz. I don't just make him right. You are right. Yes. I am wrong. Yes. I feel great. Because once you're stoltz, you're made. The Vatican's taught me you got to be stoltz. Stoltz! When you do something with a stoltz, you put your hat on backwards and wear it with a stoltz. That's the new mahalach. That's put a stoltz. Everything with a stoltz. Yeah. Yep. Something's a little bit not so. The way you got dressed this morning, not so. The stoltz. That's the way. The Goyim do this. They wear denim, weird-looking pants they make that have patches. You buy it with the patches. When it's new, it comes with the patches. That's l'chatchila. You're supposed to wear it. It's supposed to look like a little bit. It's supposed to be ripped on the shredded a little bit on the bottom. No, the shred has to look like it's been around for about 100 years. You just got it from your bubby, and they sell that. Yeah, so here's a new set. Yeah, would you like one of those? Yes. This is the new style. Oh, new style. Yeah, you look like a slob. That's the Kazana Kadesh. That's what they look like these days. So everybody, make sure you get one of those. You'll be one of the boys, be part of the world. You'll be normal pants. Who wears those things? It's alavaisa. You have to be a besel b'shuga. It's a deraisa. Yisa b'shuga b'mari necha. It's a deraisa. You ever hear that deraisa? Yisa b'shuga b'mari. The Pnei Adar Pnei Akelev. It says in Chazal. The Minkatcher Rebbe held that Czechoslovakia is Amalek because everybody in Czechoslovakia had a huntel. They all had a dog. They were respectable people. I'm walking my dog. Ooh, and there's a little poodle wagging his tail with a little pisalat, with his ears. A little poodle walking my dog. I'm a chashuv guy, They do that, the belt is, Olam Goyla means, where everybody follows everyone else. Since when is that a reason? Do you really enjoy walking a dog? What do you get out of walking a dog? You out of your mind? Is that boring? Kate with the huntle in the middle of dog has to go to the bathroom. So, wait till the doggy has to relieve himself. My doggy has to relieve himself. And what kind of dog do you have? Oh, he has a pretty dog. I have told people, I've seen a guy in the street with a dog. Whenever I see him with a dog, I know them. That is a beautiful little doggy. The guy loves me. You can't imagine if I like his dog. I'm telling you, they light up more than nachas from kids. What are kids compared to dogs? I can't be Madama. A kid makes trouble. Have to say. What? That's what he held. He held like that. Minchas Eluzah. The Gaon held that Germany is Amalek. The Gaon said that. Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld did not want to come out to greet Kaiser Wilhelm I because he held Germany is Amalek. And he had B'Shem Rabbi Shua Leib Diskin, who was his Rebbe, and had a Kabbalah from the Gra, and the siman that's Amalek is very nice on the outside. Minchas Eluzah? So they all have doggies. Amalek is a dog.
Somebody told him if they saw in Germany dogs with sweaters, and he said it's similar like sweaters on dogs.
There you go. Huntalach.
Kill people one day.
Yeah, so these Huntalach are very. My dog. I was once waiting in on one of these stores, like Gourmet Glock. They used to have ShopRite years ago, a different store, whatever. Standing in line, the lady in front of me was crying like a baby, and she was all tzitoodled. She gave a 20 instead of a 30, instead of a 50. She was all mixed up. She didn't know what she was doing. She was crying as she was getting her stuff there. She was buying her groceries. And I'm standing behind her. And then I'm so sorry. So, my dog is, your dog, yes. My dog is lost. He's such a pretty little doggy. And the other one, the cashier, the other one, like, I understand that. Yes, your dog never. They understood. You have to be understanding. A huntel is a huntel. Don't make a way. Huntel, man's best friend is a huntel. So they didn't have the Zara huntelach. Shalei Sadi Guy. Say Shalei Sadi Guy. We're still, we get married. We're interesting people. These Jewish people, we actually get married, and we have children. We have Eineklach. I heard this in the Alter Rebbetzin, Allah Shalom Baron's Rebbetzin. She said today, it's not just, it's being normal, The last holdout for being normal is the Jews. They're not normal, it's not much. Anyway, you have Ebshel Halfen, Tzag Gula Shalema, Rishol Salanta, should be a Melech Yeshiv for all of us.